Today I want to tell the story about how I got started flying FPV drones about 6 months ago. But to really understand this story, we're going to have to go back, way back. Okay, not that far. We're going to go back to 2013. My wife and I were attending the Burning Man festival, and before you say anything, no, we're not hippies. We're more on the Mad Max spectrum. One night, under the stars, surrounded by art cars and sparkle ponies, completely sober, I watched someone launch a DJI Phantom drone. Immediately, I knew this was going to be a waste of all my time and money. I spoke with the guy, wearing a bedazzled unicorn outfit, and I asked him nearly 1 million questions about what in the hell this thing was. I then promptly made the 19-hour drive home and immediately took a shower. After washing off 8 days of dirt, glitter, and bad decisions, I made my way to Amazon, where I spent just the right amount of money on the gear that would change my life forever. I knew the missus was not going to be happy about me spending thousands of dollars, so I came up with a plan to make this hobby pay for itself. So, being the business ninja that I am, I decided to start up a videography company specializing in drone footage. Now, remember, in late 2013, early 2014, there was a lot of gray area surrounding commercial drone work. So when the Part 107 license was announced in 2016, I was one of the first people in the state to get my license. I took the usual angles: real estate, commercial applications, weddings, surveying, and any other crazy idea I could come up with. I built a website, made business cards, and I spread the word. At this time, I was aware that FPV was a thing, but I didn't know how it would benefit me or my business, so I never really got into it. I mean, I guess technically the Phantom 2 was FPV because I had to put a Fat Shark system on it, but I didn't use it long and I really didn't like it that much. And we all know there's a big difference between flying GPS stability mode and an actual FPV drone. So let's fast forward many flights and many satisfied customers later to 2021. That's when I decided to actually get into true FPV. I knew I wanted to go digital, because my previous experience with analog, albeit short-lived, was not that great. After becoming so accustomed to a high-quality video downlink, I didn't know how I was going to go back to that old VCR quality circa 1989. So once again, I went to Amazon and I filled my cart with all the goodies I needed to fly true FPV. Although this time I already had the tools, knowledge, and resources available to me from years of flying GPS drones along with my business experience. In the beginning, I decided to go with bind and fly kits to avoid the steep learning curve associated with building for your first time. Because at this point in my life, I work a full-time job, own my own business, and I'm raising a family just like many of you. Not to mention the other 20 time-consuming hobbies I already have. So, as I was waiting for the goodies to arrive from Amazon, I downloaded a simulator, Velocidrone, and I got to work. I put in about 25 hours before my first package ever arrived. And boy, am I glad that I did. I must say, my first few sessions in the simulator, it was very hard breaking some of those old habits I learned from all those years flying camera drones. It took me a while to understand that simply moving left or moving right in acro mode was not going to happen. Once I realized it was more about drifting and pointing the blades in the direction that I wanted to go, everything clicked. Okay, so my first real flight when everything arrived was a little bit rough. And this was because I found out that the roll stick was inverted on the remote control that I was using, so I fixed it through the goggles. Once I figured that out, I was in the air and nothing's gonna stop me now. Okay, well, except for like the 30 or 40 other issues that I ran into along the way, but you know, nothing's gonna stop me after that. I decided to start with mini drones like the Chimera 4 and the ProTech 25. I wasn't sure if I was gonna end up flying Cinewhoops or traditional X-frame quads. And man, am I glad I started flying both, because even today, I really enjoy both styles. Coming from a videography background, I wanted to dive straight in and start recording those sweet, sweet FPV videos. But since I decided to go with mini quads, I was not able to carry the full-size GoPro that I already owned. I needed a small camera. I looked at the Insta360 Go 2, and I wasn't really liking the footage I was seeing posted online.
Hate it.
And remember, coming from a video background, I wanted to have the best quality that I could. So, my option was to either buy a pre-built naked camera or build one myself. And with the learning curve already being so high in this hobby and my limited time to spend on it, I decided to go with the Beta FPV SMO 4K pre-built naked camera. And let's just say that after flying it for just under a week, and breaking it, and having half my flight footage get corrupted, I sent it back. If you're interested in finding out more about that story, you can check out a video I made in the description. At this point, I knew I had to either upgrade my quad or bite the bullet and rip apart a GoPro Hero 6, because that was the most budget-friendly option that works with the stabilization software Real Steady Go. Remember, I'm a video junkie, so high-quality video and professional-grade stabilization is extremely important to me. That's why I made these decisions. It may not be right for you. Boy, am I happy I made this decision because I'm still using Real Steady Go and GoPro products. And I must say this now, I don't think most people learning should be putting GoPros or expensive cameras on their gear unless they want to feel the pain of a crash, but I don't know, I guess I was just skilled. Or dumb. Or maybe both, yeah. Okay, so after about a month of avoiding all damage to my GoPro, I finally managed to break it with a small tumble in the grass. So, I went on Facebook Marketplace and I found another one. I was able to keep going. So at this point, I'm deciding to try my hand at a little bit of acro and freestyle. And yeah, I'm not very good. But I do seem to be pretty good at hitting gaps at this point and doing long-range cruising without any sort of failures. So like many other Americans, I got that sweet $1,200 hush money, stimulus check. And I decided to buy a larger center whoop and my very first 5-inch. The performance difference on the 5-inch was incredible to me. The way you could throw the weight around and maneuver it was just so different. Don't get me wrong, the 4-inch and the 3.5-inch I had handle great too, just in a different way. Now that I've moved up to larger size quads, that means I can carry a full-size GoPro. So, naturally, I'm becoming more confident at this time. And you know what happens when you get comfortable? You f*** up. Yeah, so I had my first real crash that did damage to my quad, and I destroyed another GoPro. So this was a great learning experience, however. I had to replace some wires, I had to replace a motor, and this time when I bought my GoPro, I made sure I had insurance on it. Ugh. So, now that my confidence is growing and my wallet is shrinking, I've decided to try my hand at a commercial one-shot job using my center whoop to try and recover some of that money. The week my very first FPV drone arrived, the infamous bowling alley video came out, and I just knew that I had to try something like that for myself. So I found a roller skating rink that was in my area, and they were willing to give it a shot. I scheduled a time with the owner to do a job walk and flight test. I made a script, got everyone together, and executed my very first FPV job. If you're interested in the behind the scenes of that, there's a link in the description. Since then, I've completed several other commercial jobs, including a dispensary, a restaurant, and also some real estate work. More recently, I've been trying to push my freestyle acrobatic skills using my small mini quads, like the Baby Hawk 2, and I knew the naked GoPro was not going to stand up to it. So I decided to purchase the Insta360 Go 2. This little camera really packs a punch, and I'm surprised. Initially, I was not super impressed with the videos that I was watching online. But I decided to put my video editing and color grading skills to the test, and man, I really ended up loving this little camera. It's allowed me to push my skills further while recording and not being afraid of smashing it like the naked GoPro. And I know most sane people would not try to learn and push their limits while flying with an expensive camera. They would just use the DVR footage, and that's probably smart. But I'm a video junkie and I can't help myself. Over the next few months, I find myself switching back and forth between cameras and drones. I'm trying to evenly distribute my skills between different drones and styles of flying. My channel produces a mix of different content. I have flight videos, I have tips, I have tricks, I have tutorials, I have reviews. People really seem to enjoy the review or topic-based videos on my channel more than anything else. Speaking of this channel, I've gained almost 1,200 subscribers in my first 6 months, and I cannot be more thankful, and I want to thank you guys for all the support you've given me so far. I started a website, adventurefpv.com, and it provides resources for new and pro pilots. I share a wealth of video editing information, as well as all my camera settings. I even sell t-shirts and custom LUTs if you want to help fund my channel. At this point, I'm dedicated to keep pushing my skills, and I want to be able to, even become like a flow pilot and not just do the cinematic or business stuff. I'd like to push my skills to be more like someone like Slat or Bubby or Ladrip. That would be great. And I'm going to continue to perfect my one-shot work, making each job better than the last. And I really enjoy making the cinematic videos as well. So, no flippy floppies, just beautiful scenery, the colors and the music. And honestly, that might even be my favorite style of flying. And I'm going to keep pushing some more of that on my channel too. I might even buy a 7-inch quad and start using some lithium-ion batteries for longer mountain dives and things like that, since I do live in one of the most beautiful locations to fly, Colorado. Finally, I want to say thank you all to being a part of my FPV adventure. I cannot wait to see where this amazing, beautiful hobby full of wonderful people and a few assholes will take me. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next video.